All right, so this is pretty much everything I packed, which was way too much. We finally got back from our first trip. First thing I noticed, this does not have enough storage space. I was able to get the stuff on there. It sets too low. I'm 250 and there's at least 100 pounds of crap there. I think this is only rated for 350 or maybe 300. I did have to take this seat off. Thing I ran into is my center gravity was too high and it tucked too much to keep it stable. So I had to end up taking that off. End up putting my cushion, that black thing, on top of a life jacket and setting it in there. Sucked on my back, but made it work. Did get muddy. Didn't realize until the day before that I forgot my life jacket and my paddle, but we hadn't left the driveway, and I stopped and come and got it. Hand on the front and the back broke. That hole was almost absolutely useless. I also found out that one of these rod holders has a hole in it because that filled up with water. Front holder broke. This one actually stayed dry except for what was spilling out of there. Biggest thing I learned is I packed way too much stuff. Used to always being prepared for anything that happens. I need a wider and longer kayak. This is only a 10-footer. I actually need to lose about 60 pounds, would probably help me overall, but I need a bigger kayak. Shoes were horrible. The boots worked, but once they got muddy, they were useless. They take a long time to dry out. Those water shoes are trash. I'll post a video of us getting in and out. The banks were nothing but a mudslide. So they were useless. There's no tread on the bottom of them. So I brought all these cords and tie straps. I'll probably downsize that, still bring that. Wore my belt. Did not use my fishing pole at all. The chair worked great. Even in the muddy mess, the only thing I'd suggest is finding some round pegs to even out the weight on the bottom. I ate one of each one of these meals and they were great. The biscuits and gravy version of this was really good. And then the chicken stir fry version of this Ready Wise was real good. I brought these in case we need them for the first night. We didn't end up eating them. That's, every pound adds. The knife I take with me every time I go hunting or camping. I don't know that I'll bring that next time. It's not real heavy. All this food was in this blue bag. Most all this stuff from here over was in that yellow bag. Machete I did use quite a bit. It's pretty heavy, but it did come in handy. Used it to chop down some weeds to clear a path for where we were camping. Used the coffee pot every morning, of course. Rocket burner, or the little rocket stove, that thing worked awesome. Stove's inside this, I'll definitely bring that. Mess kit worked pretty good. Probably going to end up getting a better version of this. These do come apart, so you can have a separate knife and fork. It's doable. We might find a better version of that, maybe. That came in handy. I brought duct tape. That's kind of like with the tie straps. You never know what's going to break. I said we didn't fish, so I didn't need the tackle. Water bottle was okay. It's not insulated. So the ice melted in it pretty quick. It was kind of cool. First night got down to about 35. Next night it didn't get down below 40, I don't think. Sleeping stuff all worked out pretty good. I've got to figure out an experiment with a hammock tent. First night my face froze, and I did use that tarp that came with it. That helped quite a bit. The sleeping bag that's inside there is a mummy one. I haven't used it in 20 years, and I'm way beyond mummy size. So I'm going to get a different version of that. Clothes worked out all right. I didn't use all those, but that's kind of one of those things you can't overpack for. You can, but at the same rate, if I were to fall in and get soaking wet, I've got to have a change of clothes. And you're going for a couple of days, so you never know what you're doing Might not need. Air mattress worked good. I did not use this at all. Maybe the next time I'll use it. If it was hot outside, this would probably be all I'd need to sleep with in the hammock tent. But I did not even take it out of the bag. Pillow worked good. Actually didn't even need it because as curved as I was in the hammock, the pillow that comes on that air mattress is more than sufficient. The cooler I ended up buying on our way there. It was all right. It didn't get very cold or very hot, so I'm not real sure how long that will actually keep ice. I may end up taking it back. I wanted something thicker, but we stopped at 4 or 5 different places, and that was the only one I could find other than a Yeti, and I'm not shelling out what they want for a Yeti. So probably the biggest area I can cut down on is right here. Clothes I can probably cut back a little bit, but this was way too much. I mean, I've got this is all ways to light a fire. I only need 1, maybe 2, so I could bring this right here. It's got a can opener and that flint starter, and then this is a lighter. These could stay back. This is a knife sharpener and a compass, temperature gauge. I don't know, make room for that. This I wear on my hip. That's just a little CRT, nice little knife, lightweight. Did not use a tackle box. Bugs weren't out bad. I will find a way to make room for this because mosquitoes love me to death. That as well. I probably don't need anything that big, but I might find a way to downsize all this. This little light was kind of nice. It's got a low setting on it where it glows blue, and it'll stay going, I think, for close to 10 hours on the low setting. It just takes 3 AAA batteries. So binoculars I didn't need. I only need 1 compass, not 2. Instead of a roll of toilet paper, I brought napkins. They fold down flat. The first aid kit's definitely going to stay. This cup I used as a coffee cup actually goes in this mess kit. I'm actually missing a bag. There's another bag about the size of this one that has a Bluetooth speaker and another power bank and another headlamp. I don't need all that. We did use the saw. That came in handy. This is a fillet knife for filleting fish. I'll probably keep that in there. Didn't use the gum, but... And then I have all these versions of flashlights. I need to just bring a headlamp and 1 flashlight. 1 power bank is more than enough. Some of this stuff is just crap I've had forever. That I didn't need. This is pretty cool. We never had the chance to use it. A little tripod for cooking over fire. There's a lot of stuff I need to not take the next time, but I'm also definitely going to get a bigger kayak. This has a pistol and a clip in it. I was going to take that no matter what. Put my cell phone in the front of it. So there's some of it that's weight I need to have. Not that I actually need a pistol, but you never know. Slingshot, we use that sitting around campfire at night or in the evenings, you know, practicing trying to hit stuff. But a lot of this I need to downsize, get lighter, and like I said, lose about 50-60 pounds would greatly help things. The spoon, this long spoon, for those bags you're going to need a long spoon. This is perfect. I got this at Academy Sports, so if you're going to get those bag meals, they are very good. Simple to cook, don't take very long, but you'll need a long spoon to dig down in the bag to eat out of it. So that's kind of it. That's what I brought with me. I'm definitely going to downsize. Like I said, I need a bigger kayak. For my weight and size, I got to have something longer and bigger than that. That's kind of just a day fishing kayak, even though it's got things in it, unless you're a little guy. The cooler by itself, if you put 12 drinks in there, a few bottles of water, plus maybe 5 pounds of ice, you know, you're looking at least 20 pounds. So it took a while to get everything on here. I fell in the water right out of the gate. This set too high, had to take it off before we even started canoeing or kayaking. So this needs some work, but this is more of like a day trip, not really an overnight kayak, not for somebody my size anyway. So that's kind of it. That's a review of everything. I did bring some snacks. There was like 3 or 4 of these and 3 or 4 of those that I brought. And then I brought a towel. But that was pretty much everything that's in the boat. Like I said, if you look at all this, that's every bit of 100 pounds of stuff. Probably well over that. And with this being so short, the water level the entire time was right here on both sides, especially right here in the middle. So that's sitting way too low. I mean, we made it work. Ended up going, you know, from end to end. I didn't have to stop and do anything, but it did take a while to adjust everything and get it just right. So I would suggest, if you're going to do it and you haven't been in the kayak before, find a local pond, lake, creek, set your kayak in it with the stuff you plan on bringing, set in the kayak, and figure out your weight distribution, where things need to be. I knew I was going to have to do that, but you know, some of your heavier items you may need to move to the front or the back. You got to kind of distribute the weight as evenly as possible, accounting for whatever your body weight is in the middle. So that's it. See y'all.